Hey friends, welcome back to the Gentleman's Journey. My name's Charles. Guys, we are back in the shop to do an ultimate cleaning video. So guys, we just got off of my boot collection 2024, and I thought what better time while we have all the boots out to bring all my conditioners out and do the ultimate cleaning video. So friends, we're gonna grab those now and do kind of boot by boot what conditioner works best for what leather, which ones I like more than others. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. All right, friends, so is this dramatic or what? Now here's the thing, all of my kit will no longer fit in my boot kit. And what I recommend to you guys is see if you can get everything condensed down to here. This is about all a gentleman needs. Any more than that, and you gotta start a YouTube channel. So friends, we're gonna go through this. It's gonna be a long one, hang in. You can skip around a little bit if you wanna see different conditioners. I'm gonna run through these and talk a little bit about them, talk about the brushes, and then I'm gonna start grabbing boots. And I think what I'll do is I'll just grab one of my boots, show you the boot, and tell you which conditioner I think would work best. I am going to clean a couple of them. I'm gonna condition a couple of them. If you watched back my boot collection 2024, you can tell that the whole collection practically is filthy and embarrassing and in need of help. So we're gonna do that today. All right, friends, so we wanna start with brushes. Now, I have, this one's called the Professional 100% horsehair brush, and this is something I've had for a really long time. I bought it in a kit just like that in that little box, and it is huge. I have big hands and it fits me well. And when you're brushing, let me just grab these Thursdays here. When you're brushing, you know that you're getting everything. I really like this brush a lot. Now the thing is though, you might want to have yourself a traveling brush, and that's why I have this little Kiwi. You can grab this guy at Walmart, have this little Kiwi brush. Look at that is just crazy, the size difference. But this is what you need when you're traveling, just something small. Again, you're just brushing. Now something I get asked about all the time is, do you need a whole slew of brushes? And I'll say yes, so we're gonna get into that. So hang on for that, guys, as I show you more brushes. Now friends, I did all of you guys dirty and I apologize. I went out and I started singing their praises at Cobbler's Choice before I actually gave them a good test. Now if you see here, you can see that this guy is missing a whole slew of bristles. So this Cobbler's Choice brush started losing bristles, and it's a mess. It just goes everywhere. Now, with horsehair brushes, you're gonna lose brushes. You're gonna lose bristles, don't get me wrong, and they're gonna come out. But this thing is losing full sets of them. And I talked with them and they went on about how great their brushes were, and so from what I heard from them, I sang their praises, and I think we can do better, and I'll show you how. This one is actually not horsehair. This is more of like synthetic material. This is something I use for cleaning when I really want to scrub. It looks like your traditional horsehair brush, but it couldn't be farther from that. See, you can see down the rows because everything's really stiff and this is fluffy. Totally different brush, but it has its place when I'm cleaning some of the Pacific Northwest boots and I'm getting all muddy and stuff like that. It gets kind of crazy. I always tell you guys to have a dauber brush. This is again Kiwi. I have nothing against Kiwi. I'll use something like this. Well, I don't want to get mink oil on it, but I'll get in the jar, start mixing up some of these, and I'll go to, particularly with the saddle soap. There we are. I'll go in with my saddle soap, get some water, and then I can scrub and really start cleaning away. So this is something that I'll clean with. You got your suede and nubuck brush. I got one here from Cobbler's Choice, and then I got a kit here from Angelus. If you guys watch back my Red Wing Chelsea boot video, I went ahead and did a deep clean on those. So you have kind of a nylon brush in here that you'd be cleaning with, and then you have a little eraser bar to clean up any kind of messes. I didn't enjoy that process, and I didn't think it even did much, but maybe you guys think I did it wrong. So check back that video and let me know. But again, a cleaning brush, so I can have this in my kit, use it for whatever shoe I'm cleaning, and use it for that. I think I have my answer to the boot brush problem. You know, I still encourage you to run out and look at your Goodwill or whatever thrift store you have and see if you can't get some of these old brushes. They're just awesome. But I got with BlackRock and I've loved their conditioner so much. Guys, I can't talk about BlackRock enough, and that's thanks to my cobbler buddy Joe for getting me on to BlackRock, but I have their brush now. So I was working with them to send me out a kit. It came in the bag. So we have the BlackRock bag with the brush, and then of course their conditioner, and this little towel here. So they have a nice little kit. I'll have a link to it. You guys can grab that kit. I'll link a lot of these, but what I'm gonna do is if there's a conditioner you see that you want to link to, let me know and I'll add it. So I'll add some of them, but I may have to go back in and add more because we have a table full of stuff here. BlackRock is not sponsoring the video or anything, but this is the one that I'm gonna go for. I just won't give it my full endorsement until I get some time to make sure it doesn't start shedding, but I'm pretty keen on this guy. So I jumped the gun on Cobbler's Choice and I apologize, but that's not to say we don't like Cobbler's Choice around here. You can see some of my shoe horns and stuff like that. Got some neat products from Cobbler's Choice. I like some of their conditioners, so we'll get into Cobbler's Choice throughout the video as well. So that's kind of boot brushes. You can see I have a towel here from Brunt. I got one from Red Wing, and then I have a Cobbler's Choice towel, and then all your different little sponges and stuff. So all these little tools that you use along the way. Now, let me quickly talk about the brush. So something I get a lot of is guys say, do you need a specific brush for, because you'll see me when I get a dirty boot, I'll go ahead and brush it off and get all the dust. You want to try to get all the dust off. Give it a nice light brush, and then you kind of a vigorous brush and get all the dust off. So that's kind of the first step for cleaning a boot. Well, if you're doing it right, the first step should be taking the laces out. So you'll take the laces out of the boot, and then you get it down to bare bones and ready. And then you can go ahead and start, cleaning it with a horsehair brush. Now there's a lot of concern that if you're cleaning it, you're gonna get rocks in here, and then the rocks, especially if you have wax in your brush, are gonna hold the rocks in, and now you're just scratching the crap out of your boots. So if we're talking fine boot care, like the stuff you'll see on Kirby Allison's channel, by all means, you want to have a brush that you are specifically cleaning with. And if you have the money and the means, then get yourself a cleaning brush. And I don't mean this nylon brush though with the really stiff bristles. That's only for something like your work boots. But this is one of the nicest boots I have, other than like my Chisos over here are going to be really nice, the Chiso cowboy boots. And then the JK Westerns are still, for me, at this point, something a little nicer, a little dressier. And then my most recent Frank's Wilshire boots. Those particular boots, I'll personally grab a specific brush and clean them off. And then when I'm going to put the polish on, I'll grab a different brush. However, 99% of my boots, I'm not going to do that. I'll grab a brush, which for a while was my Cobbler's Choice brush, brush it down, find the conditioner, Norwegian, maybe you want Hubbard's, or just your leather cream from Red Wing. Apply that, whether you use your fingers or a towel or whatever, and then when you're ready to buff it out, I'd grab the same brush and just buff it out. So I think I've beat that dead horse. I'm going to leave you guys to that. Other than, I should say, colors. So right here I have this Saphir, and it's a cream polish, and it's kind of a burgundy. And this stuff here, you would want a specific brush for. Ideally, you'd have a specific brush. Now, this particular one was kind of red before I got it. So you would think that that burgundy color in there came from me, but it didn't. That's how I got it. Some other gentleman had this in his shoe care kit. I would go with something like this that's white, supposed to be white, or something at least brown for all of your light polishes. Anything neutral, here's a neutral actual shoe polish. If you want like a high shine, you need something like that. So for identifying it, grab yourself a white brush and there you go. For all your black polishes, here you go with black shoe polish and you got your black brush. So maybe you want to write it on there. I mean, whatever you do to distinguish it, just make sure you're not polishing with your white brush using black shoe polish. So make sure you distinguish that a little bit. So that's at least one cleaning brush, one white kind of neutral brush, and then one black. I think you can do the black and the burgundy. Maybe a fourth brush, because black is going to be black. I mean, if you want little black tones in this boot with the burgundy, then by all means go for it. But a black brush is going to keep that polish in there, and you're going to work some black coloring into your boot. So quickly, some of my favorite conditioners that I've had over the years. You know, something I go back to all the time is Red Wing Leather Cream. So on my Iron Rangers for a while, I just ran this. I think I'll continue using just the leather cream for my new Red Wing mock toe. I've really liked that. Guys, I would run this Black Rock on almost anything. So that's something I want you guys to have in your shoe care kit, some Black Rock. For these captains, for the longest time, I ran this Saphir oiled leather cream, Butte de Cure, so I won't try to say the rest of that, but you can tell my bottle is completely empty and I need some more. Now this is one that I got in brown, and they also offer it in a neutral. So I think I would go for the neutral next time just because it would go on a lot of things. Now I first got onto this by Kirby Allison, and that was when he was doing Chrome Excel. So for this guy here, you're going to use that on Chrome Excel and other leathers kind of like that. But it actually works on a whole slew of things. So that's what I ran on these guys for the longest time. And then you can put a wax on top of that. So this is kind of a base layer. If you wanted, you could do this as a base layer on the captains or the Renovator. Now, Saphir Renovator, I've just butchered that. This stuff is, you know, like gold in a bottle, but it smells amazing. I have a whole video on all of these, but, oh man, I haven't opened that in a while. This stuff here is kind of the gold standard. And you could use this as a base layer, or you could use the greasy leather cream as kind of a base layer, let it dry really nice, and then grab, this is kiwi. You probably don't want to put kiwi on top of a Saphir product, but you can. You know, you got some neutral wax. So this is gonna be kind of a nice wax that's gonna build a good layer. If you're getting ready for winter or you're gonna be getting your boots wet, you can run a little bit of wax on top of there too. Maybe if that's the kind of look you're going for. Quickly, if you want more of a high shine and you just want to use one option, that would be Venetian Shoe Cream. So Venetian Shoe Cream is the opposite of Saphir, and it smells really bad. So that stuff's, I went ahead and got the medium brown, but they have it in neutral as well. A lot of guys just get the neutral in that. And so you can, that stuff is gonna actually shine a lot more. So you'll have more of a high shine. A lot of my collection is kind of the run and gun, rugged look. So I don't go for the high shine as much. I could see doing that on these, maybe those cowboy boots, and even potentially my new Frank's Wilshires. So a little bit of a shine on there would be kind of fun. So Black Rock's been my favorite. This stuff's been my favorite here. I've really grown to like this Norwegian shoe paste. Again, I got onto this from my cobbler buddy, Joe, and it just goes to show that that man knows what he's talking about. You know, if you just have work boots and casual boots, you got a pair of Thorogoods or something, and you just want to be a good steward of that leather and condition them, this Big Four is going to be the go. I think this stuff would be awesome just to make sure if you're traveling and you have some boots, this can go on pretty much anything. It's going to be a lot like Red Wing Leather Cream, where you can put this stuff on your boot, and it's gonna keep the same color, same patina you got going. It's not gonna darken it or anything like that. So friends, this is really good stuff. I've really liked the Bickmore Big 4. Let's see, I got a ton of this leather cream. One guy shipped me off some leather cream. That was pretty cool. Again, with the leather cream, we got Red Wing leather conditioner. It's gonna be a different consistency, different waxes in there. Don't start quizzing me. I got a bunch of videos on all this stuff, but I can't remember every single little ingredient. Let's see. Natural blend of pine pitch, mink oil, and beeswax. So there's a little bit of mink oil in there, and I have some mink oil right here. So when we're talking Red Wing, you know, if you want to keep the natural color, use the leather cream. And if you're okay darkening it and you want some more protection, then this is what you want. It's pretty nice to work with. Both of these are nice to work with. None of them are too oily or too liquidy. So like if you use your fingers, you can spread it really easily. I like both of these, but just because they say Red Wing on there, doesn't mean you can't throw it on your Thorogoods. You know, if we're talking work boots, a lot of guys are running Thorogoods, and I don't see why you couldn't use this. Again, we're not trying to get a table full of conditioners. In fact, I've noticed some of these, well, this guy's dead, but a couple of them, I don't think the Venetian shoe cream's doing all that hot, to be honest with you, because I don't get to everything. You know, I got so many things going on. Here's a kiwi mink oil. So I went with this, what was it? Salty Fresh or something like that, mink oil. Yeah, Salty Fish mink oil. I did that on the Chelsea boots from Red Wing, but this here, Red Wing, has a little bit of mink oil, so you can run that on your work boots. And you know, for me, if I have a work boot, I don't really care what it looks like, because I'm getting those things off at the end of the day and then enjoying my life. When I'm at work, I want to be a good steward of the money that God's given me, that I buy my footwear with, and I want to make sure that my feet are as dry as possible and that those boots are going to last a really long time. So if that's what you're looking for, you're going to want to use mink oil. In fact, I remember when I got this hard bristle brush, it was in the same case with this kiwi mink oil, and the guy before me was using that. So most of this stuff I buy new, but I'm a sucker for Goodwills, and I'll be out looking, shopping, and I'll see a little kit and I'll buy it. And I think some of the retro stuff is really neat. But what else? I've really fell in love with this Hubert shoe grease. I think this stuff is just phenomenal. Again, for a work boot, let's see, for a work boot, you can go Hubert's, you can go Norwegian. This has that acid-proof stuff, Barnyard acid-proof, and it's fun to apply. I really like it. And of course, you can't go any better than Obenoff's Heavy Duty LP. So we're talking work boots right now. These three are good. You can still use the Red Wing, is going to be good for a work boot. And then BlackRock is going to be good for a work boot. Let's see, Bickmore maybe as a base layer. If you're going to get a little more technical, you can use Bickmore Big 4 as a base layer and then come back on with some mink oil. So what that'll do, it'll create kind of an under layer that's giving it's going to penetrate quite a bit deeper than some of this stuff. So then you'll have that penetration, and then you'll have like a waxy built-up layer, maybe with some of these more waxy ones. And that's the thing with the Huberts, I think it was, when we did the video, I even had a little antique hair heat iron, if you will, blow dryer. And so some of this waxes, if you hit it with a blow dryer, with a snow seal, you'll have to. You need a blow dryer. I'm out in the shop and I got a mega blow dryer that'll practically melt the boots. But this stuff, you don't want to heat up the can per se. You heat up as you're putting it on the leather. So these guys would be good. Even Cobbler's Choice leather cream right here, this one would be good. Let's see, what did they say this had? They were pretty open about all their ingredients. Triple filtered beeswax, unique blend of seed oils and naturally occurring lipids. And I was asking him about the seed oils. I remember if that stuff goes rancid or not, and he said that it doesn't. So again, a heavy wax consistency. If you see something in a metal can, chances are it's going to have more wax, where something like this honey leather, I haven't done a video on this yet. We're going to cover it today. In fact, I'm going to put it on, I was going to go ahead and condition the Rock Rooster boots with this. So I'm going to keep that, run that on the Rock Rooster, but that would be great as kind of your casual boots. I wouldn't trust it necessarily for your work-related boots. And then some of the other stuff we got, again, is some of this black polish, another shoe polish, and then the edge dressing. So heel and edge, that's black, and then brown, Venetian, and then NYX, which I believe is just the Obanoff's heavy duty LP. Again, that's gonna be obviously for your work boots, for your Pacific Northwest boots, for all that kind of stuff. And then friends, we have some, well, it was some leather cleaner, of course, to get it clean first. We got saddle soap. Different guys swear, like I think Joe didn't like saddle soap, my cobbler buddy. I still do. I think it's great. I haven't had any long residual effects from using saddle soap, but Red Wing is going to have their own foam leather cleaner, and that's what this little guy was for. You know, I think there's a little bit of marketing in some of these deals. Leather cleaner over here from Cobbler's Choice. I've seen Obanoffs have a huge bottle. I think it's about the size of this spray bottle of boot cleaner. So guys, I wouldn't, even for the high-end stuff, I don't think I'd get too crazy. Just find a boot cleaner and stick with it. Whether it's, you know, the Cobbler's Choice or the Obanoffs, just get in there and get them clean. Preferably let them dry for 24 hours. That's why I always say, you know, have 2 pair of work boots. If you like mock toes, buy 2 pair of mock toes, whether it's the same brand or 2 different companies. While one boot is drying and in the cleaning process, your butt's at work with the other pair of boots getting it done. So there's definitely a time and place for a guy to have a few different boots. But let me grab some boots and we'll talk about what I think are the best conditioners for that particular boot. So we're kind of running through my boot collection again. I think it's going to be fun, and make sure in the comments if you have a question about a specific boot, or if you think I'm off my rocker and that's, you would never put that conditioner on that boot, by all means, you know what, let me know in the comments. I'd love to talk about it, and I'm always learning something from you guys too. So we'll start with cowboy boots, and these boots here, what I would go for is gonna be the Black Rock. So I would run Black Rock on these guys. Black Rock is a pasty kind of material. It's not oily like some of this stuff, like the Cobbler's Choice. You can go ahead and put something that maybe could penetrate a little deeper once or twice a year. You know, come in with this honey, hit it with that, and then put a nice layer of Black Rock. The good thing about Black Rock is it builds up a nice layer. But again, these are my Tacovas and these are my work boots. So I'm not scared to put anything on there. Now, you'll see the scuffs and the scars, and honestly, guys, I don't care what I put on there. So if I was working in the right environment, maybe outdoors in lots of weather, you know, I would run some mink oil on there. I wouldn't have a problem putting mink oil on these boots for myself. I think next to Black Rock would be Hubert's. I think these two would probably be the go for me. And so I don't want to get bogged down any one boot. Let's keep it moving. Next up, guys, we have the brand new JK Western. These are the Ace. And so this is one where, you know what, I'm going to keep these a lot nicer. I think if I just wanted to grab a conditioner and just know it's going to be good every time, I'd go with the Venetian Shoe Cream. I'd get the natural color and I would go with the Venetian. It's going to put a really nice waxy shine on there that I think would just be out of sight. So friends, out of this collection, that's what I would run on these boots. Next up, we got the Chisos number 2. Friends, my favorite cowboy boot I've ever had. I absolutely adore these boots. They're just too good. So I was telling you guys I would go with the Venetian on the other boots. The Venetian would be perfect. I would again run the Venetian all day long. It would be awesome. If you wanted to take these boots just a step further, maybe what you can do is run anything from even the Renovator, because that's supposed to cover a lot of different leathers. So maybe hit it with a base layer of the Renovator, and then go to Saphir and get yourself a neutral wax and finish it off with wax. So for me, this is still a boot that I would wax up. I think it would look phenomenal with a little bit of a shine on there. So my go would be kind of a base layer and then some wax from there. All right, friends, so we've talked about these a lot. I've done cleaning videos. These are my original Thursday Captains. These are what got me started. Most recently, I would like to go with a little base layer of the Renovator and then a cream polish. So you can stop there. That's enough shine for me. And then if you want to take it a step further, guys, you can get yourself some neutral polish. Probably wouldn't go with the Kiwi, but get a good Saphir neutral polish and go ahead and give that sucker an even higher shine. So you start with a base layer, head over to a little bit of color pigmentation in that with a high shine on top, and that's the go for these Captains. Talk about these two together. Now these are both Thursday Boot Companies. These are another pair of the Captains. This is the Rugged and Resilient Tobacco, and I think this is the olive or something. I can't remember exactly what color. Another kind of rough out suede, if you will. And friends, both of these are in the category that they say don't need conditioner. However, their caveat, and I've had a lot of back and forth on different videos about this, is they say if you think that this leather needs clean, then take it to your cobbler. So I took it to my cobbler friend Joe, and he said this leather most definitely needs condition and needs some moisturizer help from time to time. So there's a lot of different directions you can go with that. I still don't see why you couldn't run some Big 4 on there. It's just going to give it some conditioner. I thought the best option would be some Renovator, but I'll leave that up to you guys because that gets me into some trouble. I think, you know, the leather dries out a bit, and I think it needs a little help from time to time. I don't see any tanning process that I've seen across the board that is going to pack enough oils in that leather to convince me that it's a one and done. So friends, I would say these boots still need a little love from time to time. Trying to go through this quickly for you guys. Something like this is just going to need cleaned. Now this boot can get some odors going on in there. It can get musty if you're out in the swamps and goofing around. So something like this is going to need cleaned. A good cleaner would be nice. I even think you can put some waterproof, let me see, where is it? Some waterproof spray on this boot. I don't know anything else about the neoprene or rubber that you can treat it with, but I think it still needs treatment. So let me know in the comments, guys. These are the extra tough boots. What would you guys do beyond just cleaning them? But you don't want to keep the dirt on there. You don't want to keep the muck on there because that's just going to eat it away. These guys here, I'm trying to think back what I did with these. I was going to do one conditioner and stick with it. And the problem is I can't remember, so I'd have to go back and watch the video. This is like $125 pair of boots. And honestly, friends, if you're giving it any attention at all, you are in the top 1% of your class. So you can grab some Bickmore Big 4, Red Wing Leather Cream, all of this, Saphir. This stuff would be great. Hubert's, and of course the Black Rock. All of this leather conditioner from Cobbler's Choice would be amazing. Even the honey, if you're getting my drift, guys, LP, you can throw on this whatever you want. You want a little bit of shine, put some Venetian shoe cream on there. So these guys, the Georgia Giant Romeos, are good to go with just about anything. I do think they're worth conditioning though, so make sure to give those a little love from time to time. All right, friends, so let's talk about these Jim Green Numzon boots. Now these guys, again, are workhorses. They're ultra tough, and this is something that needs cleaned. I'm gonna go ahead and just get after one of these. So we'll take a break from doing everything, and we can just do a little quick rundown of how I would clean the boot. So like I said, we want to get the laces off, and you can see all kinds of junk down in here. Now, a lot of guys are happy that this is a gusseted tongue, and this is going to keep a lot of the muck out. Again, this is made in South Africa where they don't mess around, guys. So they understand how to make boots because they're putting them out through their paces. And honestly, friends, these guys are killing it over there. Their reach is America, South America, Europe, they have quite the thing going on over there. So I'm just grabbing this little kiwi brush and I'm giving it a little brush down, friends. I'm gonna grab one of these towels here. I'll grab this Cobbler's Choice one. And I brought a little trick for you guys today. So got this bottle and I'm out in the shop. It's middle of winter in Colorado. It's cold, friends. I don't even have the heater running because it makes a huge noise and it would ruin the audio. So I got hot water in here though. In fact, you can kind of see it beating off from the last time I conditioned it. So it's not even accepting the water right now, which is kind of cool. But I think you guys might like that little spray bottle trick there. Nothing in there, just a little bit of water. So I'm getting the first little bit off there. Then what do we got here? Leather cleaner. Again, we're not gonna overthink it too much. So just some leather cleaner, and now we can start actually getting to work. And like I talked about before, especially down by the stitches and the welt, any of the stitches along here where the eyelets are, you can use this little dauber brush. Is going to get in there and really clean it. So again, you can hit it with some more water and keep things moving and grooving. You can take some of the water off, but we're going to get those stitches because they got a really nice welt on these boots. A lot of my boots are just the run and gun lifestyle. A lot of my stuff, I want to put it on and go hike trails. I want to go work on the car. Friends, I don't know what you guys did today, but I changed the oil in 2 Dodge Ram 2500s. I have an 07 that used to be mine, and then I have a 2023 Ram 2500. They both got the 6.7 liter diesels in them. And that is a lot of oil that we did today. And they needed fuel filters. So the new one has 2 fuel filters, the oil filter, the air filter, and even the cabin filter. And that was quite the deal. So that's what I've been up to today, getting greasy. Now I'm out here in the shop playing with other types of grease, but it's fun, guys. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So we'll get this guy just cleaned off, and again we're going to let it set for 12 to 24 hours so you can start to see the difference. I've been keeping these very dirty and I feel bad about it, but we'll set those aside. So we've cleaned a boot and then we'll condition a boot. I won't clean it, the next one we'll just condition it. And that's the thing, depending on how dirty it is, guys, don't feel bad about just conditioning it in between every time you maybe do a deep clean. If I see a part of the boot that's getting kind of dirty or something, or dry, I might condition without even taking the laces off. So just some more options for you. Next up, guys, is gonna be Red Wings. Now I've done videos on how to clean these, and the thing is, these are 2 different leathers. This is the copper rough and tough. This is the Hawthorne so-and-so mule skinner. And then we have the amber harness. Let's see if all these are coming in. Yeah. So friends, we got 3 different leathers here, all by Red Wing, and these 2 can be treated about the same, but this one's completely different. Now I just went through that video and talked about the suede and nubuck cleaning options. And I have a different brush here from Cobbler's Choice, but at any rate, I guess we'll pick on this boot at first. It's my least favorite to clean out of all of them. This guy here really just takes a lot of vigorous scrubbing in my estimation. I kind of want to just get a brush on the end of my drill and just start going to town on it. But again, that welt is going to get rocks built up in there. These boots look quite different after a vigorous brush. And these guys look quite a bit better. I think sometimes what they need is a vigorous brushing and maybe a cleaning, and then a light dose of mink oil. So in the video, you'll look back and you'll see me just scrubbing away for hours, and then you can put a light dose of this mink oil on there. Let's see if I can even get it open. Everything's different in the wintertime here in Colorado. We get down to -20 sometimes. So it's a whole different world over here. But yeah, that stuff's nasty, man. Let me tell you. So at any rate, that one there got a whole cleaning video. You can't take most of this stuff, you know. It wants mink oil and it wants a special brush. Something I've never liked about these boots is this one's really fuzzy and this one's kind of trimmed nice and tight. I didn't maybe pay attention when I was buying them to see if they had another pair that was made from the same portion of the cow. But at any rate, let's get on to these other two pair. So friends, both of these are a type of leather that can take a lot. This leather can take, you know, a lot of guys are even running Saphir on their Iron Rangers or on the Copper Rough and Tough or on the Amber Harness. So you can run that. I've seen guys run the oiled leather cream on this leather. You can just do Cobbler's Choice. Cobbler's Choice is an option for this stuff. Like I said, if you don't care about the color as much or you want to darken it, use the Red Wing leather conditioner. That stuff has the waxes, has a little bit of mink oil in there. That would be a great option. So would the leather cream from Cobbler's Choice. You can get by with doing like something a little bit deeper with more wax in the winter time, and then summer you can come back to the leather cream. Again, guys, this is something where BlackRock will go great on all this stuff. I can grab the Jim Greens when I'm ready and put the BlackRock on there. In fact, I think I did. You can use the Bickmore Bic 4 on these guys. If you want to clean up the edge, we got the edge dressing here. So don't forget that. Don't forget to condition the welt and the edge, especially on leather. If it's a leather outsole, you want to condition the outsole. In terms of cleaners, you can use whatever you want. But the process, you know, briefly is that same deal. Where's my brush? We're just gonna grab the boot and just start cleaning it. And some guys are particular about this wedge outsole and trying to get it clean. You can get a toothbrush to get in that welt a little bit, getting all the dust off, and then you can go to town cleaning it. I think what I'll do with these guys is probably stick with the leather cream. I think it's a beautiful leather. A guy just asked me the other day, he said, should I get the amber or the copper? And for me, I would say the amber. Let me know in the comments what you guys would say. For whatever reason, I've liked this amber harness more than the Copper Rough and Tough. It's a little bit darker. This has kind of better tones in my estimation. I really like this leather a lot. So these guys need some attention, friends, really bad. These guys are really dry. Maybe I want to condition a different boot because I want to clean this before I condition it. So I was gonna do that for you, but we're gonna do the Rock Roosters instead. Don't forget, friends, we have all the Pacific Northwest boots coming at the end, so hang back for how those are gonna get cleaned. But let's talk about Thorogoods. Friends, this has been one of my favorite boots that I've had. I absolutely love these boots. I'll run and gun them all day long. I think they look pretty good in a lot of different pants that I have. I think you can pull it off with a loose fitting pant, more of a skinny jean. I think these things are pretty versatile, and depending on what you're doing, whether you're working or going out to the pub at night with your friends or something, I think these guys could be a good option. I just happen to keep mine really, really dirty. So friends, you can use whatever you want on this stuff, but I'll just show you briefly. Like something like this, for example, you know, if you just want to touch it up without cleaning it, right there around the toe, it is showing how dry it is. It's just telling me it's dry. And that's what I told you guys. Get an understanding, get a relationship with your boots so you know what the heck they're doing. They know what you're doing. And you can see it right there. It was so dry. I'll do a side-by-side here in a second. But look, you can use BlackRock and then peel yourself an apple. This stuff, harmless. I love the way it smells. But check it out. It doesn't have to be this crazy drawn out thing. think sometimes, whether it's boot cleaning or other tasks in life, we overthink it so much to where we just don't do it. And I think that's one of the problems is guys are always asking, what about this brush or that brush? Or, watch, where's my little dauber? You know what I'm saying? Get in there around that welt. This is a plastic welt, but guys, we're gonna get in there with that little dauber brush because I'm gonna be cleaning with this next. So it has some black rock on it, which I trust on anything. So I'm not really worried about this brush being laced with black rock, but we're almost kind of brushing it to shine it, but we're mostly just trying to get in that welt. Now let me grab this other one here, and you can just see how thirsty that was. Awesome difference there. So I'm gonna be off camera because I don't want to keep you guys for 4 or 5 hours giving these guys some love later on. I used to end every video with don't forget to give your boots some love from time to time, and I think I need to take my own advice. All right, friends, so we're in the mock toe realm, and now here we are with the rock roosters. Friends, these guys are gonna be, I believe, going on my trip to Florida with me. I'm in Colorado right now. We're gonna be taking off to Florida, and I believe these guys are going with me. So I can only have so many boots on there. That's what sucks about having this big of a collection and being on the road right now. We're getting off the road soon, so I'll be able to have more of these with me, but trying to get some of these 1-year reviews done for you guys and this and that. These boots I have not used much. However, what I've told you in the past, if you have a brand new boot and you're not sure what to do with it, most likely it comes from the factory, it comes from the store conditioned already. So all you gotta do is hit it with some waterproofing spray. So I like this stuff. Again, Obanoff's has their own, every company has their own. This is Red Wings leather protector. It's the same stuff, just a little bit of kind of the last thing you do, hit it with a little mist of that waterproofing spray, leather protector. But what we're gonna do today is run some honey leather on this. Now I haven't done a video on this yet, but it's something I keep seeing popping up on, I haven't even taken the deal off. I keep seeing it pop up on Amazon, so I thought I would get my hands on it and do a video. And I've been thinking about these rock roosters. So I think this is a great option for the rock roosters. Let me know in the comments what you guys have ran, if you have a pair of rock roosters, kind of what your care process has been. All right, so we are in brand new bottle. I got enough, I could start a shoe shining shop right now, friends. There's a few ways to go with this. Again, I really like the creams a lot. Even something like Norwegian. Cream or wax does it for me. Look at that. That you can get in there and actually grab a little bit of it. The thing with oils for me is I can't do anything with it, you know? And that's what like the cobbler's choice is for the one option there. Wow, that's clear. It's not, you would think with honey in the name they would put some yellow dye in it or something. That stuff is clear. So this little towel I have here is gonna have some other stuff in there. So again, friends, I'm not overthinking it on these guys. If you're ever not sure and you want to try to see how this is gonna change the color, what I recommend grabbing a little bit on your hand or towel and putting it right here, right at the top. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put some right along here and let it dry overnight and see what you think about it. If you're that worried, if you really want to know if it's going to change the color, I say put it up there, because there your pant is going to cover it and you're not going to care. A lot of guys recommend like down here on the heel, but you're going to see that and it's going to irritate you. So I always say go up here on the collar area and give it a go. But these boots, guys, are kind of like not a big deal to me. I didn't expect them to be like in my top category ever. I already knew that they're not gonna pass up my Red Wing mock toes, and I already knew they're probably not gonna take the place of my Thoroughgoods because I just love those boots so much. So I don't know if it's just cold here in Colorado or what, but This stuff's a little thicker than I expected it to be, so it is holding a little bit, but I'm gonna hit this whole boot. Again, I could have cleaned the outsole a little bit. The outsole's a little dirty, but you can tell just by looking at this boot, it's still brand new, so I'm gonna see what I can do about giving it a better review for you guys. Let me know if you guys have Rock Rooster. There's some Chelsea boots they make that I'm really interested in. I think for me, after I got with the redback boots, if it's just like a Chelsea and something kind of simple, I don't mind it being something that's foreign or something that's not reconstructable. I mean, these are reconstructable, but I think there's in my estimation, there's a place in a gentleman's closet for a pair of boots that maybe only have one life in them. I'm not big on consumerism at all, and so I really don't like seeing one-time use stuff, but I'll tell you what, we're gonna get to my redbacks next, and those guys, I just love them, and I'm ready to get a new pair. So I don't know if I'll get the same one or not, but I love a slip-on boot. I love a Chelsea boot. As long as it's kind of chunky. I haven't been able to pull off a real slender profile boot. Maybe I need to lose some more weight before I can do that, but I just don't think my body shape and kind of my lifestyle doesn't really go towards the slender ones, because I don't usually dress up a whole lot, or I'm not like a business casual type of guy, so I don't have I don't wear a lot of sport coats right now. Maybe if I had if I was preaching more often, because I preach and minister sometimes, I could pull off maybe a more slender profile boot. But you know, it's interesting with this honey, you got to keep it moving. It's kind of hard to keep it moving. It's a little thicker than I thought it was, but it doesn't penetrate, or it starts penetrating pretty deeply wherever you put it. So you got to be trying to move it around. And that's where, even before it's dry, I like hitting it with a horsehair brush, because if there's some waxes in there, you can kind of agitate it and get it warm, get the leather warm. Probably shouldn't be doing this out in the shop, and it's going to be down to the 20s tonight, so it's at nighttime right now. Probably be better indoors next to the wood fireplace that I got going. I got the wood stove full of wood right now, and everybody's in the house warm and toasty, and I'm out here hanging out with you guys. So if you're still watching and it's not just me here, I really appreciate you guys. Let me know you're still here, so then next time, if I don't have anybody still watching, I'll cut off a little earlier, go in the house. But I really appreciate you guys. So I'm gonna hit this like I said. Let me get my big brush. So you guys saw that's clear as day is long. The boot's not all that awful dirty, so I can hit it with my big brush. And friends, I can get a lot more done with this brush. I encourage you guys to pick up something like this. Give that BlackRock brush a go. They make them reasonable enough for the cost that I think you can take a chance on it. But I've really appreciated my relationship with BlackRock, and I think they're a neat company, neat history, and I think they got a good future going. So there it is, guys. I just absolutely love that color. If it stayed that dark, almost cherry looking, I would be so jazzed. That is just such a nice boot. I'm gonna really enjoy that. So I got my work cut out for me. I got a lot of boots to clean. I gotta get this thing, I gotta get the other one looking like that. So I can't wait to see how it looks when it dries. Maybe what I'll do is I'll set this aside for a day, and then I'll post a picture of it on Instagram with the honey in front of it. And you guys can see the before and after in about 24 hours when it dries. So next up are my infamous redback boots, which I beat up. I beat these boots up like you wouldn't believe, and I have tried and tried and tried to condition them more than I think any other boot, probably because I wore them more than any other boot. And they are just, I've seen pictures of other guys. If you look on Instagram, there's a picture not too long ago of a guy or gal that had a pair of these. They got the old ones and the new ones in front, and you can see the difference, and theirs are cracking just like mine. So I was a little happy to see that I wasn't alone with that. So let's see here. I haven't opened up this stuff yet. Really, guys, these boots, just throw whatever you want at them. They're gonna take anything that you have and they're gonna be happy about it. This stuff is frozen. I mean, it's dropping temperatures in here. So I think I actually, let me know, guys, I'll have to check back my own video, but I think I put some of this Hubert's on there in the past. I try on some boots to keep the same conditioner so I can just always come back and kind of test the boot and test the conditioner all at the same time. I don't know what I've done with these guys. I think everything under the moon has been on these. But I'm gonna go, it's the middle of winter. I'm gonna wear these a little bit more, and they're not going to Florida with me. They don't make the short list because I gotta break in some of these boots, guys. Cowboy boots aren't going with me. I just don't wear them enough. They take up a lot of space in the camper. You know, 10 inches high. That's just crazy. So those cowboy boots aren't going with me. I got a cowboy hat, and I used to ride horses a lot more, and I used to consider myself a cowboy. I don't just consider myself a follower of Christ at this point. But yeah, those aren't gonna make it with me. This is something that even the warmth of my hands is kind of melting this, so you can tell it's penetrating. I'm getting it everywhere, and it's going really, really good. So you know, this is something I think a guy ought to have in his boot care kit. He ought to have that, some stuff for your work boots, but check that out, friends. I mean, that's too good. It just shines up nice. Has some wax in there, and it's a really good grease. So I think that's the go for that stuff. All right, friends, we don't have much left. We're almost to the P&Ws. Flip-flops. Don't condition your flip-flops, guys. These LL Bean are kind of like the others, where I don't know what I should be doing with the rubber. So let me know, guys. I really don't want to see these deteriorate over the years. The upper is leather. Check out that lining, though. I mean, guys, it just doesn't get any better than that. These boots are so good. I'm going to be wearing these. We're in the middle of winter right here in Colorado. They're going to be getting some attention. First on the list, P&W, is going to be whites. So, guys, you're going to clean them, brush them vigorously, and then the Obanoff's Heavy Duty LP. I think I've already done that in a video. You don't want to use this little wimpy horsehair brush. Get you something stiff. Get you something that's ready to go to town and just get after it. These boots, I call these my end of the world boots. I mean, 10 inches tall, friends, lug outsole, fire ready. Guys, it just doesn't get better. I love these boots. These are boots that I had my eye on. These are something I wanted, and I just so thankful that I have them. Over the years, they're gonna get a lot of use. So I gotta get to where I can be wearing these a little more often, but nothing too crazy. You can use the leather cleaner, get to cleaning them, let them dry. You have your other pair of boots, and then the Obanoffs. So here we are with the Franks. Riker ATs, of course, it has the canvas on there, has a honey lug outsole Vibram, and it's built like a tank. I absolutely love these boots. It's gonna be the same thing, guys. You can be pretty vigorous, but this is that rough out, and I got some dirt on there. Let's see how that comes off. Even this little brush here is a little bit tougher. Oh yeah, look at the difference, friends. That rough out cleans up so easy. There's something weird about it. I just like it. I like a good rough out boot. So this is that little bitty bristle brush that you have in the kit for the Red Wing Chelsea boots. And if you have scuffs or something, you just brush it and they're gone. Absolutely love these boots. Then you get into the same thing. In fact, there's a little bit of discoloration there. You can hit it with some of that. Let's get some leather cleaner on there. Hit it with that. And I know if you're OCD like I am, that heel was bugging you. So we'll clean that heel up. Let's see. This boot isn't going to take much to get it back to perfect glory. So I could kind of spot clean it too. I would take the laces out and give it the full treatment. The canvas just needs cleaned. I suppose you could retreat it. You could probably re-wax it if you wanted to, but I don't know if it was waxed from the factory. I'd have to ask Frank. But at any rate, these boots, come on, friends. Second to last are the Nicks. And again, as the night goes on, you'll see that I'm just ashamed of how dirty everything is. But maybe that's why we're doing this video. So I would take the laces out on these because I love these boots so much. Give it a good brush down, and there's a lot of different directions you can go with this leather. I think this is another one that's really versatile. I would like to see something that penetrates deeply in here though, because these boots mean so much to me. I really don't want to see them go to heck. Even this honey leather stuff, but you know, I wouldn't see why you couldn't use this Renovator as a nice little base layer. This stuff is just too good. This leather is amazing. So if you want to do like a drawn out process on this leather, give it a nice treatment, let it sit, and then the next day come back and hit it with some black rock. I think that would be awesome. So a Renovator to do the deep penetration, then come back with the black rock. And that would be the go for me. Do it indoors. Don't do it out here in the freezing cold shop, but go inside, get your boots ready, grab a couple conditioners. It only has to fit in this little box. You don't need more than that. And hit that, let it sit overnight, then come back and hit it with the black rock, and I think a guy would be done. Just brush it after the black rock settles, a guy would be done. The crown jewel of my collection right now, friends, probably for the foreseeable future, my Frank's Wilshire boots. I would go that same direction. So these things are new enough, and I just haven't done anything with them that I could see. I don't know if I've hit these with the leather protector or not. So this leather is just out of sight. It's gonna have good waxes in it right now, and all it's gonna need, guys, leather cleaner, waterproofing spray. So all this you'd want to do right out the gate, which I've owned these for a while, should have done this already. Just hit it with a little bit of waterproofing spray, leather protector, and that way it has a little protection for now. Maybe in a month, maybe 2 weeks or so, if I start wearing them like crazy, I can come back and do a cleaning conditioning video for you guys. Has that Dr. Sole outsole there that I am in love with. Just love these boots. So Frank's, thanks so much for these boots, and we did a little collaboration. I actually paid for them, so I bought them from them. I didn't buy the Riker ATs. They gave those to me for a video, but I love these boots. So friends, what do you say? Let me have it. Let me get some of your guys' responses. Give me some questions. Give me some thoughts. What conditioner am I missing on this table? I know there's still so many. There are just countless conditioners out there. There's some good stuff. Just my estimation, guys, 3 or 4 brushes for what we talked about. Get yourself some little dauber brush to clean. A couple of these towels. If you buy a kit, like I said, if you bought the kit from BlackRock, you'd have this guy. So I got links to much of this down in the description below. Check back all the cleaning videos. We've done videos, independent videos, on almost every single bottle that you see on this table. So that's a lot of videos, and I don't want them just to sit there. So friends, make sure and check those out. But we're doing a lot of fun stuff over here on the channel, guys. Bunch of good camping stuff, all kinds of. 2025 is it, guys. It's happening. I'm telling you, this is the place to be in 2025. So I appreciate you guys. If you'll consider subscribing, that would mean the world to me. Until the next video, guys, God bless and go on.